Good morning. It is November the 3rd, 2016. Time to kick off another trading day. And we had a couple of interesting announcements overnight. One of them in our news services is that the Clinton Foundation is likely to be indicted, certainly not before the election. And the other one is that the Brexit vote now has to go through Parliament. The system and the money and the people that are in the power structure in the UK didn't like the outcome of that election, so they've been looking for ways to slow it down, mitigate it, maybe change the outcome. And I don't know if they'll be successful or not, but anyway, the pound has surged because they figured that from a currency standpoint that maybe Brexit won't happen, or will be modified, or will slow down a great deal. And I don't know what the outcome of that's going to be. We also have the presidential elections coming up on November the 8th. And so, I mean, the markets, to me, everything's still kind of a trading range. You put tomorrow's non-farm payroll numbers on that trading range. So I don't have a strong opinion about the markets this morning one way or the other. If Trump maintains his momentum in the polls, it's likely to hurt the indexes. As far as treasuries go, my guess is they're stuck in a trading range. They've already had a big sell-off. And in the options last night, there was a huge play in the 128 puts. I've never seen a number come through like that in my life. So protection is being taken right now. I guess in treasuries for next Tuesday's election. So we will see. The irony is that the Trump platform, the Republican Party platform, is good for growth, turning things around. The Clinton proposed, there are no proposed changes economically from Clinton and them. Raise taxes, increase regulatory burdens. The best you can hope out of that is the current status quo. Probably would get worse under her because our economy is weakening. So I don't see a Trump election all that bad for the stock market longer term. I see Hillary's election bad longer term fundamentally for the stock market and economic growth in the United States. So we're going to play for a trading range today is what it all boils down to, in my opinion. I don't have a strong opinion. Jobless claims 255, that's the default number. Productivity plus 2.2. Unit labor costs plus 1.4. No one will pay any attention to these numbers. PMI services, I didn't see what that number was. Factory orders plus 0.2. And ISM services 56.1. And natural gas inventories probably 75 BCF. As warm as it's been. So the first focus will be jobless claims, and it's going to be factory orders, ISM services, and that'll be the main focus with the E-minis reaction to that. These numbers, the factory orders could come in lower than forecast. ISM services, they play with those numbers. My guess is might come in a little higher. So what do we have right now as far as the market goes? Resistance is at 0.2. They're currently at 30.5. So we've got this 4/5 letter ledge at 0.2. So selling 1s to 5s, sell 1. And then 7 to 11, sell 2. I'm just playing for a trading range. I don't have a strong opinion. On the buy side, got a B right here being formed. If I fold it back in, definitely a B. So probably a little lower, but I don't think we'll break. So 21.25 buy 1, and I'll put a question mark at 29. Is it possible? That's in play too. Then 17 to 13 for buy 2. For our English contingency or contingent, I would like their input today if they give it on what the Brexit vote to Parliament means. I really don't know. My guess is that it's a chance to stop the vote, but I don't know that for sure. There's some pretty good minds in the room about European economics, UK economics. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, but like I said, I'm not certain about that. Okay, looking at the 30-year, last rotate up stopped at 7. We're currently at 29. Got volume at 5, so the buck to 5, number 1. 11 to 15, sell 1. 19 to, well, let's make it 23, 27, sell 2. 20 to 24, number 1. 13 to 17, buy 1. 1 to 5, buy 2. Again, I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other this morning. Shame on me, right? Charles, that's not your job. Your job is to have an opinion. Gold came off quite a bit last night. I didn't look to see whether that selling started in Europe, London time on the, but there's the London spill right there, so it probably has to do with the English court ruling going back to the Parliament. So here we have our breakout from 85. Stops below 85, I believe, are doable. So 84, 86, buy 1. 79, 81, buy 2. On the sell side, the spill, last rotate up was 94. The spill was from 91. So 93, 95, sell 1. 99.01, sell 2. I can't see that a lot has changed longer term, that people really want to dump their gold. So longer term, after the traders get done with what they're doing right now, I think people will view this again as a buying opportunity, as they have. The euro. Okay, the peak was found in London, and it's come off. The pound is being bought up this morning after that ruling by the courts. Isn't it amazing how the courts can come in and pretty well control everything now? In the United States, we have one individual that really swings the real important matters, one judge at the Supreme Court level. And probably even worse, even more so on in the EU, and the UK is probably somewhere in between. Okay, 75, buy 1. That was our number 2 buy last night. 50, buy 2. On the sell side, you got to think 111 even is going to be resistance, just because it's the buck, and then 25. When you look at the F4 screen, you're going to see the signals, and you're going to see below the blue line, and you're going to see trending all night long. The euro is a great contract. For trending, when you can catch it, and you usually have to catch it London time. Okay, crude came back a little bit last night, not a lot. Markets don't go straight down. 45 is providing a bump, and probably 46 is resistance. So just structurally, Got a low volume number at 46.60, a high volume number at 46.41, so maybe a 46.50, 45 minus number. Everybody's pretty content that we're going to revisit the 40.42 area before this is over, if OPEC does not get a deal in November. So 46 and a quarter, sell one. 46.50, 46.75, sell two. Let them get stops above 46. We do have a P right here. If we don't get stops above 46, if they don't play for it, that should guarantee us a retest of 45. So 45 and a quarter by one. 44.50, 44.75 by two. 42.50 is the low volume number. And that's a number that's I think we can get to, given some time, especially without an OPEC agreement. And how can Iran and Saudi Arabia agree on anything? They are blood-sworn enemies. And looking at the E-mini, the buying started in London and it accelerated. So we have pretty good support down here in this 90, perhaps 95 area, as high as that. That's where the breakout came. You can see the X stopped right there, just above 95, and then we got 2100. So resistance is 2100. It is a round number, so 99 to 01, sell one. 4 to 6, sell two. I'm just leaning against the resistance that's there. A resting limit sell would be at 97.50 against that number. Maybe 98 based on the longer term structure, picking up 2 days. On the buy side, 90 to 92, perhaps a 95. Put a question mark there and buy one. 85, 87, buy two. Our number 2 buy point last night was 83, 85. Worked out pretty well. Our number 2 points, if we can get execute, there are really areas that you need to take a very hard look at, because what it does is it allows the professional trading community to go get stops outside of near support or resistance when things don't change. I mean, that is their job, is gunning stops. That's how they make their living. And then bring it right back down into the trading range. And you really have to get familiar with how markets work and why they work and what's the dynamic that drives it. And for the professional trading community, the locals of old, it's gunning stops. And to gun stops, you got to get outside of support or resistance. And once you start incorporating that into your thinking, then you're not afraid to, this thing's higher. Just took out the recent high. Okay. Just took out the recent high. So that's the way it works. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and published, put out. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be with you as soon as possible.